Yo, 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 another guitar lesson here for you. Today we're going to focus on rhythm, and I just wanted to share with you something I've been doing recently, which is I've got this Excel spreadsheet that I just started organizing a little bit and just kind of nerding out with rhythm, and that is just trying to kind of figure out because I noticed with my band and in certain situations where I want to play something, but I just physically can't quite do it. And so, being more aware of my rhythmic capabilities, I was kind of curious about. And that's not just how fast I can play, it's also how slow I can feel a groove. So I started by I just filled out I just started a little Excel spreadsheet, and I'll share that with you here. And I'm not sure how visible or how big I can get it, but I'll do that in the editing. It should be up here somewhere. And so basically, it's just BPMs on the left, starting at I think I'm starting at 40, going up to however fast you want to go. And you can go even slower than 40, but that's just kind of I'm just kind of that's where I'm at with for now. And I don't think I've even done 40. I think I've only done 45. Something to be aware of: the slower you have the metronome, the harder it is to play. So I'll just give you an example of what I'm talking about. So if I was at 45, so here's 45. So on this sheet, what I'll do is I'll practice quarter notes for a while, which is just one note per beat. So let's say I'm playing, maybe this is a great time to maybe work on an arpeggio. Maybe I'm working on a dominant 7 arpeggio. So if I'm doing C dominant 7, I may do something like this. So I have to be really present at these slow tempos, because the tendency is you're gonna want to speed up. Now if I switch over to eighth notes, back to quarter notes, let's switch to D dominant 7 just for fun. Eighth notes. And now maybe triplets. Add the 6 there. So that gives you an idea on what I'm doing here. Now, for a long time, I played without being aware at all of what rhythms I was playing. I didn't think rhythmically whatsoever. I was just feeling the music, and I was playing. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But as I grew as a musician and got a little more curious about rhythm in general, I realized I also started playing drums. I realized how important it was to groove and to lock in rhythmically. And if you're aware of the rhythms you're playing, you can consciously move up and down as to build intensity or to lessen the intensity. So at these slower tempos, or at any tempo, if you're just starting out on this stuff, I would encourage you to do this. First, I would encourage you to pick a time that you're comfortable with. So 45 is slow. So maybe if we did something like 80 and just played something that you're also familiar with on the guitar, like maybe the A minor pentatonic scale. Okay. And just really lock in and take your time getting the quarter notes down. And then maybe every other time switch. So now I'm going to play eighth notes. Now triplets. Now what you're going to run into, the trick is if you have it at a certain speed, it's going to be hard to play the faster rhythms. If you slow it down to accommodate, it's going to be harder to stay in time. So, quite a dilemma there. But this is good news because this is going to challenge you. This is going to help you get better at your rhythm. And I got news for you. If you are wanting to get better, if you want to sound better, if you really want to sound better at playing guitar, most people, the first thing they will do is maybe try to get a new guitar pedal, get a new amp, get a new guitar, try to figure out how to get some cool tones. And although that can help you sound better temporarily, you're still the one playing the guitar. So you got to get to the root of the problem. And it's probably not your note selection either, especially if you know some scales. It's your rhythm. It's always going to be the rhythm. I'm always, when I want to get better and sound better, if I feel like I've plateaued in any way, sometimes I'll learn some new harmony and some definitely some things like that for sure. But, and that'll stretch me a little bit. But for the most part, I know that if I get better rhythmically, I'm going to sound better across the board. And that is tried and true. And that's one of the reasons why I made this spreadsheet. And I wanted to see exactly where my comfort zones are as far as rhythm goes and where it's more challenging for me. So I hope this is helping, maybe steer you in the right direction. I would encourage you to just start with quarter notes and eighth notes. Take your time here, triplets and 16th notes, and just work between those. Let me slow it down a little bit and just show you what that sounds like. So it's not too overwhelming. We'll do 60 beats per minute. This is probably not too bad. So I'll just do that scale again. So we'll do quarter notes. At this tempo, I'm really focusing on the quality of each note. Maybe getting a little vibrato or maybe palm mute. Some of them. Now eighth notes. I'm working on my alternate picking up and down. Now triplets. A little tricky here. And then 16th notes. Rushed a little bit there. That is a really good exercise because you're moving in between them and you're just not stopping. So yeah, hope this helps. And then of course, if you're a little more advanced and you've been already kind of aware of those rhythms, maybe try, let's see what 5 sounds like. 5's pretty hard. I count 5, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. That's how I count it. So at this tempo, it would be like doesn't quite end right. So 1 and 2 and 3, 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 1. So that takes a while. I would encourage you to slow it down if you really want to work on quintuplets. I'm just playing it at 60 because that's where it's at. But those 50, 40 ranges, that's where it's much easier to play and feel the 5. And then, of course, 6, 7, 8, it just depends on where you are on this musical journey and what you can do. Don't Don't rush it though. There's no hurry here. It's not a race. Just trying to have fun and develop and get a little better each day. Just a little bit better each day. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. Yeah. Peace.